Welcome back, y'all, to Astro Liz. I am Astro Liz. So, we have a new moon in Taurus this Sunday, April 27. Depending where you're at, it's at 3:31 p.m. on the East Coast, so about noon West Coast time, and then y'all do the maths, okay? Things to note while I'm just looking at the transits of that day, but also Tauruses. Happy birthday, Tauruses. Some of y'all are my favorite people. Some of y'all. I hope that people really kind of tap into slowing down to build things that are worthwhile, slowing down, finding ease. Deciding to lock in doesn't necessarily mean to overextend and exploit yourself, right? It means you have finally locked in bullseye. You see what I did there? Bullseye into what is worth it, what is of value to you. If it don't make sense, it don't make sense, right? If it doesn't bring you ease, if it doesn't bring you comfort, if it doesn't bring you stability, then is it worth it? And so I brought back the lineages of change tarot because it seems y'all really like that. And so those will be, this is AK Press. I also have, my Lilith deck. I'll be doing this. We be Black Moon Lilith, okay? And of course it's Venus, and so we will also be doing the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, but that is for everybody because it's Venus energy that we're talking about. Taurus is ruled by Venus and is an earth sign. And so, back to what I was saying. On the day of the new moon, overall this week has been real hectic. A lot of power dynamics, a lot of which is like Pluto. There's been a couple of squares. So Sunday, April 27, the moon will square Pluto. That is transformation, that is endings and beginnings, that is taking your power back, that is power dynamics, that can be manipulation, especially emotionally. But it's also taking your power back based on what feels right. Maybe experiencing something, we're still in the Venus retrograde, so experiencing something in relationships that maybe you don't respond to the same anymore. But it might just overall be a very activating, triggering moment, right? So that's in the morning. That's 9:15. So maybe you journal instead of, pop out real quick and say hello to everybody. Maybe it's people around you that are going through these things. And then 9:37, this is all East Coast time, Moon square Mars, which can be, most times I say Mars, again to the homeboys. I don't know what's been going on, but to the homeboys, don't start arguing in the beginning of the day. Y'all just opened your eyes. It's Saturday. Moon square Mars, be very mindful around cis men. Between Pluto and Mars, it can be violence. I'm not even gonna hold you. We're seeing it. There's a lot going on in the world and a lot going on if you are in the US. And so if you are already in a difficult, problematic, toxic, not good for you situation, be very careful on this day, especially in the morning. We might be feeling it for a little while because those are some pretty major energies Mars is also feeling like getting your ass up and making something happen. It might be that, let's create a story. Homeboy pulls up, y'all argue, whatever, and you decide this is not it for me. And you know that you've needed to make some changes, and you decide to make those changes that day. In an empowered way. Do not allow anybody to make you feel like you are not capable of making powerful decisions on your own. This is where you decide to be stubborn. Okay? Just a, So, empowered decisions, holding people accountable, but also being mindful. Every fight doesn't need to be as literal. You can make your moves. You can make your moves in silence like lasagna, like the G in lasagna, and still be powerful, right? It doesn't have to be loud. If we think about Taurus, most on like an energetic level, a mountain does not say, hey, I'm growing over here, I'm moving to this side. A mountain just does. And so, hold on. All right. Then we have the moon conjunct the sun. I think what will really happen here is that wherever Taurus is sitting in your chart, it feels like releasing the old, right? Letting it break down, letting it leave, making the decision to pivot, or know that you've been needing to pivot and getting that last straw, right? And then when the moon conjuncts the sun, it's like, oh, now I know how. Now I have the end. Now I have this revelation of this is what truly either brings value, because the sun is in Taurus. What stability looks like for me. What I've wanted it to look like. What I've desired for it to look like. And so then by 3:31, you have that new moon to actually plant seeds. And baby, this is the moon to plant some seeds. Literal plant some seeds. I'm not even going to hold you. Oh, we started. So we have Venus here. I don't even make this up. You know what I'm saying? We have Venus here. So for anyone, especially cis men, male presenting people, go back to the Libra reading, because I was talking to y'all in the beginning and especially in card number 2. Little insight. Venus is strategy. It is beauty. It is aesthetics, but it is also feminine energy. Feminine energy exists in everybody. Everybody. It is art. It is value. It is resources. It is how we receive abundance. It can be abundance, but it's not necessarily, right? It's the magnetism in which we create abundance for ourselves. And part of that, listen, I'm talking to y'all. All right, we're back to this again. If you got a homeboy, send this to your homeboy. If you've been in your force, not flow energy, this is also for you. If you've been in your masculine energy, but I like to explain what that means, right? It's going after, hustling harder, doing more, working, and no sleep, no rest. I sleep when I die. If that is you, come into the room. Come into the room. I want to hold your hand while I say this, since we have Mars right here. And as you can see, this Venus looks like it's holding Mars. Venus sustains what you're trying to make happen. Have the drive, have the power, have the audacity to make things happen. There's nothing wrong with that. However, if you are bulldozing even yourself, if you are overlooking your Holistic, which means physical, mental, emotional well-being. Venus is in the water right here. Emotional well-being just to get to a goal. Will you be whole by the time you get there? Will there be any you left by the time you do have the worthiness to rest? If you look a little like me, part of generational wealth is being able to rest, being able to be present, being able to be in community with people, being able to pour into the people that surround you, that uplift you, that have made you you. When you support Venusian energy, which can be the women and femmes in your life, but it can also be the energy of manifestation, the energy of knowing that spirit got you, the energy of you are already capable and worthy of the things that you desire. Specifically to people. I don't know why I keep talking to men. This is crazy. Cis men, we are back again. I mean, it's for everybody, but the message. Call your homeboys. Tell them I'm talking to them. Thinking that you need to prove, I live with people, that you need to prove, that you need to have it all together, that I need to be perfect to be able to be with somebody. Either stop wasting this Venusian person's time, or decide that you are worthy of love even as a work in progress. Now, there's a caveat to that. If you are somebody who becomes terrible because your money ain't right, you're not where you want to be, and you make Venusian people pay for it, guess what? It won't ever be right, because you are depleting and abusing the idea of being valuable because you exist. You are not less valuable in any stage of your life. And I really want people to understand that. You were born worthy of love, of community, of having resources. Does capitalism, the systems, the tolls and taxes and tariffs say otherwise? They do, but that is not how you define yourself. You don't define yourself by your output. You define yourself by being somebody open to receive, willing to protect, willing to nurture, to support. And it's a two-way street. Your money will not ever be where it needs to be if you do not respect and pour into Venus. And that's just as simple as that. And part of that is understanding that you gain by being in nurturing spaces and being a nurturing space for the people who do this for you. The resource isn't only a dollar amount. It is kindness, it is gentleness, it is softness. It is a place to land softly when the world is harsh. When your heart is good and open, your money is right. This is why I say people want love, but they want it in a microwave. Things don't work that way. Just like making money fast. You can make money fast. However, is it long-staying money? It's the same in any relationship. Friendships, romantic relationships, platonic relationships, have a nurturing intention. Also, the new moon will be at 7 degrees, which is a Libra degree. If you have been my God, my bad. If you hear people in the background, it is what it is. If you have been desiring community relationships or a deeper relationship with yourself, this is the perfect time to put those intentions out there. Are you open? Or are you still holding hurt against your experiences? Okay? That was a whole download just for you, just for you. Call a homeboy, tell a homeboy. I'm talking to some of y'all. If you don't take care of Venus, which means if you don't take care of the things that allow you to be soft and gentle, you can't be strategic and abundant. That's really the case. Aggression with softness does not work. That's like punching a teddy bear. For what? What you doing? I don't know. But your money ain't good if your heart ain't good. And I say that all the time. This is what I believe in. Yes, Rose Quartz is a great stone. But what you really need for hard stuff, resentment, and just like the heavy lifting inner work are green stones. You can't expand without pouring into soft places to land that pour into you. Also, being generous. Ooh. Come back, homeboy. If you left, come back. Being generous. Most times, and I've proven this, being generous expands your reach into what is possible. Being generous doesn't necessarily mean, I know y'all be real mad about taking the girl to Chili's or whatever, and she used you to eat Chili's or whatever. But it's not that. Being generous is literally, I wanted to give this to you because I wanted for you to experience it, right? I had extra, so I gave you this. Not in expectation for something in return, but just from the desire to enjoy somebody experiencing something. Your surplus does not run out when you take care of Venus. Oh, hold on, y'all. And as I say that, we have the divine force of air. I will definitely be reading that. It looks lovely. See how pretty that is? It looks like the sun card. So, Taurus is ruled by Venus. You need to experience things. If somebody, let's say, for example, if somebody calls you for an opportunity and they rushing you for this opportunity, is it really an opportunity, or were you just the person that answered the phone? That's up for you to decide, right? And maybe you do it. But the next time they call you, put some parameters around it. Be like, hey, please start calling me. You know, if you have a week in advance, that way I can provide you with everything. I can bring my best self to this, right? Comfort, ease, especially in business, is the name of the game. The times of I don't know how old y'all be, but most of y'all are in my age range of 30s, entering the later 30s. all that rah, gotta hurry up, gotta rush, no sleep, 50-hour days, unless you have a very specific goal in mind, that is not sustainable. People can make space. People can understand. And sometimes the no's open the doors for yeses. I'm not talking about if you need that thing right now, right? But we're looking long term. Taurus isn't for I'm gonna live my life like tomorrow don't exist. That's not the best way to navigate that, because that means you're operating from a lack set, right? Like there's no life left. That's what you're saying. That's not the energy though. It's I'm gonna savor life. I'm going to indulge in it. I'm going to exist in it. You know, romanticizing is now tangible, right? It's wonderful quality things. If you've ever met a Taurus, wonderful fabrics, best bedding, you looking in there like, oh, what they showering with, right? Like it's all up in the house like, this is nice. This is real nice. High quality over quantity, right? It's not necessarily hoarding a lot of things. It's having things that are worth keeping around. A shirt that will last more than 10 years if you take care of it. It is being intentional around the things that you feel worthy of. Yeah, you could buy a pack. I'm still talking to men. A pack of, 20 draws for however much, right? It's fine. You need what you need. But what if, and this is for everybody, you get the five pack, right? The 5 bundle. And the quality is softer. That done made my day. I don't know about you, but it's like, oh, this is nice and soft. Oh, this is pleasant. Good socks. Good shoes. What my friend said, good shoes will take you anywhere or everywhere or something like that. So, all that to say is take care of you. You are worthy of good things. And by being worthy of good things, that means you allow for wonderful people to exist in your life as well. It allows you to receive the gifts of life. Sometimes what can go overlooked in this world are the resources of having great friendships, great relationships with people, business partnerships that doesn't feel forced. That 5 years go by, you haven't seen them, and y'all pick up right where you left. That also is a type of resource. It pours back into you. The trees that give us oxygen, like, don't sleep on feeling like you're not where you are to restrict how much joy you can experience in this lifetime. Because it's real raggedy out there. So why create more harshness for yourself? Follow the what ifs. And if it's worth it, then go. And if it don't feel right, it don't bring ease, it's like being invited to go out to eat. If there ain't no parking, I ain't finna be there. You got one loop for me before I go home, you know? And it's also demanding, not in a rude or arrogant way, but demanding that you receive care, that you receive ease, especially if it's business negotiations. Make it more comfortable for yourself. Add some padding to the opportunity if you're in negotiations. Okay. Divine Force of Air. So this is the one that we got. You have the cards here while you know. So the Divine Force of Air is the Marigold or the Calendula. Herbal Sunshine, soothing wound healing. Use in bath or as a skin wash for rashes, cuts, and scrapes. Create an infused oil to make a healing salve. Can be brewed as tea or used as part of a tea blend. Lather yourself in nice scented things. If you've been ashy lately, please. That is also part of care, okay? Let go of our false sense of control and ride the waves of destiny. The first step to seeing is seeing that there are things you do not see. All right. Keywords: clear thinking, practical, logical, sharp, judgmental, domineering. When your mind is utterly clear, you can soar over the earth, able to see the abundance, the flow, the edges, the beginnings, all the life available. This card invites you to consider how you are or can be a clear and visionary communicator, offering words that are grounded, practical, logical. Invite others to rest in reason. How can you share what you know with those who can't yet see it? And I will also say, how can you listen to those who are trying to help you see it? Okay? Let us begin. I know we was yapping over here, but there was some things to be said. So this deck is the Lineages of Tarot. It looked like y'all like it the last time. If you haven't checked the Libra reading, there's a lot in there about Venus. You know. So we have Green Aventurine. We have, is it gold or is it silver? I believe this is silver. Does it look gold to y'all? Gold or silver obsidian? I believe it's silver. Gold, it has a little slightly yellower tint to this. And then we have Rose Quartz. Okay. Y'all decide, and I will begin with card number 1. And move this over here. Okay. So, Green Aventurine is a gentle energy, and this is heart healing. This is money, this is abundance energy. It's all connected. Usually in the chakras, this is the heart chakra, and once you have reached a certain level of balance, of heart healing, of wellness, is when you reach pink. So green for money and abundance, but also heart healing. All right, we got the 8 of Earth. I like it already. I ain't gonna hold you. I like it already. We have the Cosmic Celebration. This definitely came out in the last reading as well. Also, thank you, y'all, for all of the views. It's a small channel, but I am so excited for anyone who is new. Welcome. Thank you for the views. Thank you for telling your homeboys, apparently, and just listening to me and coming in and check what the readings are. So for the new moon reading, we have 8 of Earth, Cosmic Celebration, and Disillusion. So that morning of may be important or significant for you. Disillusion says emotional clearing, which is what Saturday sounds like. Where are my guidebooks? Right here. I think I want to read Disillusion first. Right here. I don't know why it was so easy to find, but for some reason. All right. So we're looking at Disillusion. Homegirl done fell to her knee. They have fallen to their knees, because we don't know. We don't know. What's, Number 34, which turns into a 7, emotional clearing. After the ego has burned to ashes, that morning will be important for you. After the ego has burned to ashes, you are left with raw, real, and challenging emotions around what has occurred. This is like the feeling you have after your heart has been shattered into pieces by needing to say goodbye to someone who isn't healthy in your life. Something to say about that, especially if you have Taurus placements. Sometimes people, places, things, what we thought would be, could be, should be, is a wall. And we got to get from behind the wall to be able to see that the grass can be greener on the other side. I literally was talking about, like, and most of this week is not seeing the forest for the trees and zoom out, right? If there is something or someone out of alignment, then imagine meeting someone who just clicks into place and just feels right. Everything isn't easy all the time, but it can be easier, right? So, I have this conversation where it's like, oh, it could be worse. And I'm like, but it could be better. And I think there's something to both of those. But in Taurus season, what if it could be better? Right? What does that look like? What does that feel like? Grieve, but don't wallow. There's a difference. Grief, we keep going. Wallowing, we stay in stagnancy. Or the feeling of fear around money and taking care of yourself after you've left that cushy yet miserable job in favor of pursuing your passion. Baby, it's one of the hardest things to experience, but it is also one of the dopest things to experience. Part of feeling resourced, feeling of value, feeling worthy of your own time being yours. There is so much abundance in that. Yeah, we need money now. The bills don't wait for your passion to do what it needs to do. But having your time belong to you, you can make magic happen. Don't sleep on that either. Okay? The universe is requiring you to sit with the angst and unpredictability when you pull this card in your reading. Protesting, I don't know what that is. Processing, purging, and working with your emotions is extremely important during your alchemical journey. What are you trying to transmute? What are you trying to, strong the gold with? When the dissolution card shows up in an oracle reading, it's signaling a time for you to cleanse and wash away emotions that have prevented you from shining your light in the world. This is no longer a season to step quietly, okay? Big steps. Let them hear you, right? Let them hear you walk into the room. You don't got to be loud. You don't got to be a show pony. Your energy alone magnetizes you in a room. Sometimes you don't even have to be in the right room for the right opportunities to come in. You got to be right with you. So if anyone is like, you're in the wrong place. You're with the wrong person. If you have this dream and this desire and somebody's like, but what it... Bye. I didn't say that I was you, child. Move over. I appreciate your concerns. They do not concern me, though. Be easy. You got what I'm saying? Speak life onto yourself. People see as far as they're able to see themselves. Some things You play the long game. Some things are worth building a foundation for. Some things are worth continuing, even if no one gets what you're doing. You get what you're doing. And when you don't, you don't. But you keep going because it feels right. Keep going. Your frequency and vibration, consisting of thoughts and feelings, emanate from your physical body and create the world around you, period. When we release limiting emotions like fear, self-doubt, and unworthiness, literally, if you skip just to your card, go back to the beginning. I'm talking to you. Yes, when we release limiting emotions like fear, self-doubt, and unworthiness, our magnetism and vibratory manifestation power increases. This is a second phase in alchemy, involving the element water and associated with Jupiter, the planet of spiritual growth. In this stage, there is an emotional cleansing of limitations, trauma, outdated patterns, and belief systems. Come on, y'all. This step cleanses away the ashes that were created from calcination. While this can feel uncomfortable, because baby life is uncomfortable, it is necessary for you to pull back the societal mask and reveal your true self. What anyone said you were or who you were supposed to be, whatever, does not concern you. Don't let nobody tell you who you are. Reveal it to yourself every day. Dissolution phase shadow work. Draw yourself a purifying bath with sea salt crystals of your choice. Allow yourself to soak and meditate on this part of your inner transformation. If you do not have a bath, you can also do this as a shower thing. You just pour it over your head. Make sure your crown, and then clear out all the things. So you can also do this if you are a crystal person and you have selenite, which is like a frosty white, I don't have it on me, a frosty white stone. Do not put it in the water. However, you can kind of just go over your body with it, okay? Pass it over your head always. The head carries so much energy. So if you, again, to the homeboys, this is crazy. The head carries a lot of energy. If you got hair, if you bald head, all the hairs, all the heads, do a cleansing from time to time. Be it your incense, if you smoke, your smoke, sea salt, a little bit of, just pouring just water over your crown from time to time and just calling in cleansing, because we need it. It's like overloading a battery. You're cleansing your unconscious mind. Sink into the deep waters of your soul to find answers. That is dissolution, y'all. But I would also say journal. If you feel too overwhelmed with energy or, difficult feelings or what have you, journal, write it out. Don't keep it in your body. Cosmic celebration. Congratulations, because once you do, it's a celebration. 55. And mind you, all of this is for everybody. I just, for some reason, have been picking up on male energy, masculine energy, which I don't usually, but spirit gonna do what it won't. So we have cosmic celebration, right? This lady right here, like she's having a great time. Okay, feels free. There's like a Milky Way in the back. There's a level of expansion going on here. Freedom to freedom. Receive abundance with joy. I don't make this up. Go back to the beginning. I had a message for you. Amplify wealth. The universe is on your side, always conspiring to bring you the prosperity that you desire for even the smallest amount of abundance to come your way. The universe must shift events and carve out a path of prosperity for you to travel to you. Receiving any sort of prosperity means that the universe has been conspiring on your behalf. So, gratitude is a big one. It may not look like anything to you, but be grateful for it anyway. Everyone likes positive reinforcement, even the universe. Boom. So every time you receive any sort of abundance, big or small, it is a cause for celebration. When you celebrate your good fortune, you acknowledge the work the universe put in to bring this abundance to you, and encourages the universe to bring you more of the same. Celebrate all the wealth you receive, even if you don't think it's life-changing or glamorous. We got this in the last reading, so go back to the last reading. There's something for you there. The Libra reading, that's the one I'm talking about. If money can flow to you once, it can flow to you again and again and again. Make a point of acknowledging the miracle of receiving money and truly celebrate the flow of abundance to the fullest. Revel in how amazing it is to have it flow your way. Celebrate with true excitement, okay? Not that fake, man, thank you. Knowing that the more you delight in money coming in, the more will follow. Being a grateful and generous person, limitations do not exist for you, okay? And every day we ain't got gratitude, but you know. Don't worry. They know you exist, my dearest beloved. All right, so let's get into this lineages of change tarot. This would be our 8 of Pentacles, but I like this. I want you to see this. So that's the earth, right? That's a pencil, or like an eye pencil or something right here. The shavings of a pencil for those who don't use pencils no more. There's a plant. Like, this is perfect to me, new moon in Taurus energy. And then we got this watch situation and whatever this is. I don't know what this is. It looks like a chain, but it also looks like, I don't know. But we'll find out. Okay. Eight of Earth. All right, so this is the plant right here, Gentian. Intensity, reassurance helps to connect to intuition, increases energy, strength. Useful in meditation, carry the root in a mojo bag or sachet, an intensive digestive bitter, best as part of a tea or tincture blend. Octavia Butler says, habit will help you finish and polish your stories. Inspiration won't. Habit is persistence in practice. And the best part of all of that is you can change it. So, keywords: vision, habit, practice, and profit. We like that. Once you clearly see your vision for where you and your work are meant to go, if you are creative, I'm talking to y'all. It is a matter of habit as to whether you will get there. Not luck, not genius, not even access. It is about what you iterate, which shapes who you are and what you're capable of. Keep up the good habits and you will find treasure of your own making ahead. What are you practicing? And what I will say to that, right? Oh, I see. So it's colored pencils. I was thinking like makeup, but it can be either or. Whatever it is that you are about, be it art, be it music, whatever. Keep going. Keep going. Everyone who has reached their goals, it's taken years. It's taken years. Even on this channel, I've been here a year and some change. First time I got 100 views, I'm like, oh, it's lit. And it's not 100 views, it's more than 100. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of views. It may seem small to some people, but to me, I'm like, wow, that's a milestone. More than 5 to 25 people have listened to me yapping. Amen. You know, so work at it. Get into your craft bag. You know what I'm saying? Because when it's time to get the commission, when it's time to get the deal, when it's time to get that dream collaboration, what anyone is paying you for is for the excellence that you have created through practice. It don't matter if it takes you 2 minutes, because it took you years to get to that. Do not devalue your self-worth. Do not devalue how worthy you are of practicing what you are passionate about. That's it. That's all. I said that's all. So if you've been wanting something, if you have been desiring, man, I really want to start now. If you are ready to move into the next thing, right, the next level, pitch yourself. Pitch yourself. Let people tell you no. A no is a not yet. Okay? Thank you, card number 1. Card number 2. Hello. Thank you, y'all, for the views for the Libra moon reading. Apparently, y'all brought y'all's homeboys. I appreciate it. And also, that's the first time I get over 118, 120 views. I really appreciate it. That's cool. It feels sometimes like we're talking by ourselves, you know? So, I had some downloads and some, and like an initial reading. It may resonate, so I would say check it out. Let's get into your parts. So, I have decided this is Silver Sheen Obsidian. So, Obsidian, the black part, is protection. It was another Obsidian. It's protection. Is your bodyguard at the door. It's your, we don't do that here, right? Energy, which you need protection with your abundance. Silver magnetizes, right? It can expand some things for you. It still brings good fortune and success with return to sender energy. Shout out to the mystics. All right, what do we have here? Cibation. Okay. What's this? Abundant expansion. 5 of water. I'm going to read it just in this order. And let's see what we got. If you have Gemini placements, this might speak to you a little bit, just based on this part right here. That's 2 of them. 5 of water, that's what I'm looking for. Where is water? All right, 5 of water, horse tail, and that is what it looks like. Repairing, healing, connecting, abrasive, revealing what's new or next, growth. You might be in a crossroad season. Brew as tea for drinking, can be used as a hair rinse or infused in oil for the hair. Lovely fresh as a bouquet or added to flower arrangements. James Baldwin Giovanni's room. There are so many ways of being despicable, it quite makes one's head spin. But the way to be really despicable is to be contemptuous of other people's pain. So, in the beginning, I was talking about having a lack of generosity or being unkind when you don't have it all together, right? Go check that out. There's something for you there, especially for masculine energy and cis men. And what is a cis man, just in case anybody is wondering, is just somebody who identifies, is born as, and very much is in their man energy. They's man. There's no slashes or additionals, right? That's how I'll put that. All right, 5 of water. I find very interesting. These are really interesting. To anyone who gets this reference, it feels like, I don't know what the crossroads man looks like, but that's kind of the energy that I got in the beginning. So do with that what you will. I don't know. But then there's also honey. There's a snake. There's red, so it can be Mars energy, but it's like an orange red. So you may be a creative. This person looks like they have locks covered by an orange. That is so interesting, with a top hat. Okay. Keywords: despair, disappointment, regret, change. Heartbreak. When the heart releases what it loves, okay, you need to go to card 1. So sorry. We can feel as if we are losing a crucial part of ourselves. When we lose a love connection, be it romantic, friendship, or family, while there's a freedom in the deluge of this emotion, we need time to get to the way of understanding the wisdom in the pain. We need to be alone enough to let go, to feel the change that is happening, to become the next self, the person who is whole and alone. What are you releasing? Again, card number 1 has some additional insight for you. But also, like, with the snake there, but the honey and the orange, like, don't let pain be the only way you experience your emotions, 1. You are also not only going to feel this, right? You will experience joy. You will experience beautiful, sweet things. And there is also beauty in grief, in loss, because we have loved. And even if there is a loss of any kind, right? Be it a breakup, be it whatever, we got to experience mutually what love is. It doesn't make it hurt less. I ain't gonna hold you. Feel those feelings, but also shed the new skin. Let it change you for the better, and not just like, oh, I was hurt in middle school and now you making everybody life hell, you know? But very much understanding, like, this didn't quite work. This didn't do what it needed to do for me. This hurt. Acknowledging that things hurt. Because it's making a different kind of space. Snakes don't stay in their skin. They can't grow if they do. They'd be just probably suffocated and die if they stayed exactly the same. Let things change you to create softness and space versus holding on to pain. Because everybody got pain. Effie, we all got pain. What do you do with it? That is the key. You can experience love and all of the feelings, again, they'll just be a little different, right? If it is the transitioning of somebody, you can still continue loving that person. It's just different. But hold on to the love that they gave you. That is important. Honor it. Let it nurture you. Let it hold you. But it doesn't mean you have to keep it together. You don't got to keep it together. Okay? But don't make other people pay for your pain. Unless they deserve it. Period. Unless they deserve it. And that is a boundary, not an attack. Removing yourself from someone, not being as accessible, is also a way of allowing yourself to honor the pain that you have experienced. Let's go. Awareness cards. Abundant expansion. It very much feels like you're coming into, this is a story for sure. After the letting go and the sitting with the feelings and being in them for a while, float, do not sink. You get understanding. I think this is kind of the order where it should be. But we're going to read it in the order that it came. Feel, purify, cleanse, and release, because you've made space. You can't receive nothing if you don't make space. Even I got to organize some things before this moon, okay? Because we want good things coming in. It's been hard already. It's already been hard. Let's make space for something good. Things sitting around in your space, taking up space, things that you don't use, things that you need to do something with. It's like cement blocks that are not being done anything with. You ain't building nothing. It's just there. And you got to go around them. You make your life uncomfortable. Abundant expansion. Let's get to it. Expand your ability to receive and your capacity to maintain more wealth. Do you see that? Yeah. Oh, there. So, your ability to hold abundance as it's measured by money is limited by this physical reality, but you are always able to expand, to receive, and hold more. You're currently expanding to allow more wealth in. Your expansion may feel blissful and exhilarating. It may feel like the natural progression of things. If this is the case, then this card is a sign to keep allowing yourself to expand and enjoy its unfolding. But more often than not, expansion is uncomfortable, sometimes excruciatingly so. Baby, I know it. For this reason, expansion often is mistaken for hardship, especially when it comes to money. Just like growing pains, discomfort you feel is due to your figurative stretching as you expand your energetic ability to receive more abundance. If you're feeling uncomfortable in your expansion, turn your focus away from the perceived discomfort and place it more on recognizing how you are being stretched. We go back to this, right? It's like, oh, I'm losing everything. The whole time, if you turn around, you might actually be receiving a whole bunch of stuff. Whole bunch of stuff right behind you trying to come in, and you're like, I'm losing this one cup that got a hole in it and this sock that has had a hole in the back the whole time. Get some new stuff. All right. If you are feeling comfortable in your expansion, turn your focus away from the perceived discomfort. Place it more on recognizing how you are being stretched. Any discomfort you feel is here to serve your expansion. Ask yourself, how are you being challenged to stretch? Are you being trusted to trust more in your own capabilities? Are you being asked to tap into generosity or gratitude? Go back to card 1. Are you being asked to release your attachment to money? Are you being asked to own your worth? Allow yourself to see the beauty of your expansion rather than the pain of it. Allow yourself to be stretched so you can expand your ability to receive more. Cup half full, homies. Cybation. What number is that? 39. Purify, cleanse, and release. Like a bountiful... Wow, I'm struggling today, y'all. Like a bountiful freshwater stream feeding in to the depths of the river. You're continuing to empower the gold of your sun as you move toward obtaining the Philosopher's Stone. Shout out to anybody who's seen the Alchemy Brothers. I think that's what it's called. I haven't finished it. Without this natural process, the large bodies of water on Earth would completely dry up. When the Cybation card appears in an oracle reading, your inner transformation requires clean fuel to stay embodied in your light. When Cybation card appears in an oracle reading, your inner transformation requires clean fuel to stay embodied in your light. Clean slate. Just when you feel you've moved on, difficult or painful memories, this might not be now. It may not be as like literal. It may just be memories, right? I almost went into song. Memories don't live like people do. Yeah. It might just be like maybe something triggers an old thought, an old memory. Maybe somebody from the past pulls up and you're like, oh no, not again, but things were this way and we used to. Remember why you left, right? Many times we don't remember the whole memory. We don't see the whole picture. You got to see the whole picture, friend. But it is a picture, it is a memory, it is a past thing. Nostalgia is nice to be like, this was wonderful once. It was right once. It don't gotta be right again. And that is okay. It is okay to feel the feels. It is okay to experience the things. It is okay to miss somebody. Don't call them though. Don't start something from yesterday in your tomorrow. Especially when you had to get so far, you had to heal so much, you had to become so deeply a different version of yourself. That frequency, as enticing as it is not the wave that you're on anymore. Okay? And if you do decide to restart some shit, well, that just means you're taking a U-turn. And it's just it's a longer road to get where you're going. And that is also fine because we are human beings. But I say no. Okay? Painful memories of the past can appear during this part of the process. Now is the time to sit with these emotions and allow them to be released from your consciousness. Taking time to practice in self-care, D&D. Physically crying, please cry. Man, woman, human, person, they, them, y'all, all of you, all of us need to cry. It also burns calories, just for funsies. But it also helps release and cleanse and purify some things. Sometimes tears are words that we can't express or don't have the words to express, and that is the best way to do it. Sometimes it brings and it allows in a new chapter of life that you didn't even know you needed just by crying. A lot of men need to be crying, actually. So if you are someone who holds back your tears or has a struggle with either crying or feeling ashamed or whatever, allow yourself to do that. Be it that you need to watch a show or you just think yourself into the sad. But again, do not stay there. Float. Do not sink. And displaying your anger. Sometimes you need to cut some people out. Sometimes you need to let people know about themselves. Sometimes you need to put it all out there. And fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Just express what you needed to express. Not everyone is good at that. At the drop of a hat, write it out. If you got to send an email, send an email. If you need to send a long text, send it for yourself, not for the response of it, right? Are all displaying your emotions, all of them, are all powerful ways to work through this phase. Hold on, I'm making tea. While emotional displays can be frightening at times, don't get too crazy now. Okay, we don't need y'all getting locked up or anything. We don't need them people on you. This is what is needed to stay on your path toward ascension. 15th century alchemist Sir George Ripley stated that cibation is called a feeding of our dry matter with milk and meat. I don't know what that means, bro. In other words, here we go. Cibation is the process of continuously feeding your alchemical vessel with pure material in order to continue embodying your light. I'll be paranoid. I gotta double check if I'm recording. Alchemy gets practical during this stage. This is where new habits, thought processes, and ways of being are implemented into your life. This is done by feeling negative emotions from the past challenges. And the lights are blinking. I don't know if y'all can see that. And alchemizing them through release. Mind over matter is key. That just feels like yeses to me. Processing difficult memories is a powerful form of shadow work. This phase also can be completed with the help of tools like therapy, energetic healing work, Reiki, pranic healing. You can look that up on the U of the tube. We're already on the U of the tube. Meditation or breath work. I also have, let me finish this. Feed your newly formed soul with restorative healing. Reflect and release the pain and shadows from the past. I'll put my little tea together first. I actually have a meditation, and it's called Lazuli Chill, for like lapis lazuli, which is a blue stone for self-expression and emotion. And I'm going to put that in the notes. You can stream it off of Spotify and wherever you get your music, I believe. It's even on YouTube. I'll see if I can put the video and do all the fancy YouTube stuff. Because it's a reaffirming type of meditation. There's some breathing work in there, but it's also just very intentionally done to like regroup you back, help return you back to yourself. I've never done this during a reading, so If you need to get tea for yourself, if you have not had enough water today, if you have not taken care of your needs, you do live in a body, do that. Please do that. Especially if you are going through grief currently, or it comes back up again. Please take care of yourself. Feed yourself, even if it's a little snack. Have some easy meals if you are someone who experiences the sads. 2 seconds, y'all. Also, rose tea. I will not say any brands, but there are some great folks that make a rose tea. And it's good. It's one of the most high vibrational plants, but it is also a heart healing plant. So, I never do this, y'all, which is, I think, so funny, but we're here. We are here. Yeah, rose tea, man. If any companies want to sponsor me about tea, holler at your girl. I just made some rose tea, which is why. But like, some people do cacao with rose for some heart healing, and it's a whole ritual and whatever. I don't know, that's not my ministry, but I know that chocolate and rose do help when you're struggling with heavy emotions. So if you are struggling, herbs are good for you, man. If you are a person who enjoys the sidewalk, mixing it in, it has to be food grade. Don't be putting no Publix roses up in your stuff unless you distill it and do all the cleansing things. But food grade rose, please. It's good. Okay. Thank you, card number 2. There's some powerful, powerful stuff happening, and you're literally making space. It don't feel like it right now. It doesn't. But it's coming. But are you believing that you are worthy of it? Do you believe that it can come to you, and that sorrow is not the only feeling you can feel? We all got pain, which also means somebody in your life may be able to be like, yo, I experienced this. Yo pasé por esto, right? And this is what I did. And it might not all be useful, but having insight and being and feeling less alone can also propel you forward. Cup half full. You ain't running on empty, I promise you. It may feel like it now, but you'll see. Okay? There was something else. There was one more thing I had to tell you. Just know that you can experience something beautiful, especially in a life that has felt maybe consistently either disappointing or difficult or hardships, systemic loss and lack. All of these things are not who you are, but it is a part of your story. It is a part of your life experience, but this is not all that you are. Have the opportunity, create the opportunity to say you can experience more. Survival is immediate, but thriving is a long-term plan. right? The long-term goal. You may not have to do anything physically besides thinking, what if I could create a little crack that leads me to more? What would that look like? What would more look like for me? And envision that for yourself. It is a new moon. Plant something. Plant an intention, a desire. Write it down. If you're a plant person, put the seed in the earth and say, hey, this is what we desire right here. And feed it and nurture it just like yourself. Okay? Okay. Card number 3, y'all. So Rose Quartz, a hug and a stone. Self-compassion, self-love, but also mutual love, right? Magnetizing love, resources, abundance towards yourself through care and consideration. That's Rose Quartz right there. But it is also, Rose Quartz is also for the people who have been doing the heart healing work. Usually people gravitate to Rose Quartz first, and it doesn't mean there's an order. I love this. Love, love, love this. Thank you for over 120 views, y'all. I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited about that. Let's see how we do this. This came out in the reverse. We'll talk about that. Check out the reading in the beginning. There's some downloads. I'm still talking to y'all homeboys, so bring them over. What else? And overall, just gratitude. I hope this new moon brings you what you need. We have the 4 of water, which is the 4 of cups. We have the conduit. And I don't know if you notice, because they're sideways, but this has flowers. And this has flowers. So you may want to check out card number 2. There was some chaotic things happening in card number 2. I ain't gonna hold you. But I made tea at the end of card number 2. Rose tea might be important for you as well. This is speaking to me. So let's start backwards. We have putrefaction, shadow release. I'm just realizing for anybody who rocks with a leg bond, I don't know if, different people of different faiths may have somebody that represents cemeteries, or not only cemeteries, but kind of like the in-between worlds, right? It could be purgatory, but also like the in-between realms. All right, 37 turns into a 10, which means a completion of something. How you view the world is how you view yourself. When the putrefaction oracle card shows up, it's time to face the difficult shadows within you. And this was in the reverse, so it's giving resistance, right? Or not seeing yourself clearly because you're too focused on the world. It's time to face the difficult shadows within you and become conscious to what you're projecting into the world. Are you giving the world hell, friend? Psychoanalyst Carl Jung described the shadow as our unnamed true nature that we hide from the world to feel safe and accepted in our environment. If you have to choose to be one part of yourself and not all of yourself with people, places, and things, that may not be a long-term place for you. Yeah, you're good at compartmentalizing, but are you meant to? It may work for you, and you can keep going. But if you want depth, if you want to feel more comfortable, if you want to feel considered and resourced and valued, being all of you is the key, right? And that don't mean, not use the tools that keep you safe, be it in a workplace, be it in networking, business things. But if you can't be all of you, especially in your intimate partnerships, relationships, friendships, are those really in alignment? The authentic side of ourselves is hidden by a mask to protect itself when we experience trauma, disappointments, or challenges. This card calls for you to do inner work around how you perpetuate suffering in your own reality. So, another layer to Taurus. Love y'all down. But the wallowing, the living in the disillusionment of things not working out, things not meeting your expectation, it can be like almost a definition of a self-fulfilling prophecy of like, oh, it's always been this way, so it's always going to be this way. If everybody leaves you, is it everybody's fault, or are you the problem, beloved? We have to hold ourselves accountable, but we also can't make the world our enemy because things have been unfair, right? We can be angry at the systems that are. We can be angry at the programming that we have received, but what will you do with that? Being disappointed or overly identifying with disappointment and pain does not hold us accountable. It makes us the victim. And go back and listen to the transits that I was telling you that's happening on the morning of. But you're not in a season of unempoweredness. I don't even know if that's a word, but you know what I'm saying? You're in a season of, I got the power. Change, pivot. Say I don't want to do that no more. I don't want to be sad no more. I don't want to be disappointed by people anymore. I'm gonna leave 6 flags, red flags, and say this don't work for me no more. I deserve better than this. And go do that. Don't be out here, it's a billboard, it's a red billboard next to that person. You're like, but I love him. I love her. They're the best thing ever. Are they? Because now you're saying, this is all that I am worth. And that's across the board, right? It's accepting less money because you're desperate. Don't do it for the next job. You're not as desperate no more. Do not accept less just because it's a little more than the last person. What my friend told me, snatched my edges. Do not accept crumbs anymore. You're not here to accept crumbs. I want the whole cake. I want the whole brownie pan with the little corners. Just because you've been starving, crumbs may be enough for the moment, but it's not satisfying. You deserve satisfaction. I don't get no satisfaction. Homeboy singing the whole thing, but what he doing about his satisfaction? You get what I'm saying? You deserve more. but also be ready and willing to ask for more, knowing you deserve it. Where are you projecting your own shortcomings, pain, trauma, and angst onto others? We are back to the beginning where I was talking about how some people, especially cis men, which is what I've encountered, limit themselves because they feel limited. Meet the love of their life. I don't got everything together. You can be a work in progress and receive love. I know, earth-shattering, crazy, but you can. Denying yourself love is also denying yourself abundance. That's what I'm gonna say. Projection occurs when you are triggered and reactive to your outer world. Woe is me, right? How long until it is a decision that you are making to live in woe? This is because of pain from past traumas or difficulties that are buried beneath the surface. And if you are this disturbed by the disappointments, the pain that you have experienced, you need help. You need to discuss it with someone, transmute it. Yes, the gym is great, but it is not a way, it's not the only way. Because it's escapism. It gets to a point where it's escapism and not healing. Transmuted through writing, through art, and through therapy. You could do all of it together at the same time. I believe in you. That's especially for the homeboys. I don't know what's going on, but Venus retrograde plus season 4 Venus. And I'm sure that by October, we'll have the full cycle. Okay? Because that's when Libra happens, Libra season. So if you didn't check the Libra reading, check it out, because by the time Libra season comes, we'll have a moon in Libra. Full circle. I promise. All right. This is because pain from past traumas or difficulties that are buried beneath the surface. Think of when an objectively beautiful person walks into a room and immediately receives jealousy and judgment from those in the room who feel insecure in themselves. An alchemist, be the alchemist, friends, will use moments like this as an opportunity to cleanse their shadow through releasing others' opinions. Those are never your business, child. Putrefaction is on the 5th phase of alchemy, and one of the most emotionally challenging because it requires an honest look within. And I'll give you a little story time. Scientifically, putrefaction is a decomposition of organic matter. That's why you got the little bone homie right here. Use your life as a spiritual practice and start to release unconscious patterns. Doing so will create space for new healthy patterns. How do you do that? When you realize something don't quite sit right with you anymore, it's because you're realizing you have a pattern. Okay? And that's when you choose, do I want something different or do I want to continue the same thing? Handling difficult emotions is one of the most challenging parts of alchemy, and it's best not to do this alone. Y'all got it? Okay. Seeking a licensed therapist, healer, mystic, and or astrologer. And I say and because sometimes everyone is a little different. You don't need an OD and get everybody, right? But a therapist and some kind of mystic might be supportive. If you're looking for an astrologer or a tarot reader, holla at your girl. Seeking a licensed therapist, healer, mystic, or astrologer can help guide your way through this extremely sensitive phase of the process. Remember that support is available to you and that requesting it is a sign of strength, not weakness. Purge and integrate the dark energy within you. Shift negative projections into self-empowerment. Please go to the beginning of this whole reading because that is exactly what I started with, okay? And if you felt called to one or two, check them out. Story time. So, pre-Saturn return, that means going into 30. Them 27 to 29, yeah. I noticed something. Breakups and all kind of stuff happening. Life is feeling chaotic and like nothing that I thought would be was, right? The ideas, the expectations falling apart, everything, living in a hurricane. But I realized, I'm like, okay, there are 3 different situations that have occurred here. And the common denominator is me. So what am I going to do? Because I don't want to do this no more. And that is what has propelled me into a journey. Is it easy? Absolutely not. But is it worth it? Yes. And so, it means there are different outcomes. There are different possibilities. You expand what is possible within you because now you can bet on yourself. You have no idea how dope it is to be like, I'm gonna bet on myself. And I bet you it's a winning pot. And it is every time, no matter how long it takes. Okay? So that is my little story time. Let's go into the conduit. Aha, I found it. This was also in the last reading, the Libra reading. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. The conduit. Tap into the divine flow of money. Allow it to flow to you, through you, and through you. The conduit understands that money is like water. It wants to flow. The conduit never attempts to block the way it wishes to go or force it to change direction. Instead, the conduit revels in it when it flows to her and sends it off with gratitude and when it flows away. I say her, but remember, I'm talking to all of y'all. That's just how it's written here. When it comes to money, your role is to be a conduit for it. To allow it to flow to you and through you. Ooh, I got a word for that. At times you feel called to save money, to allow it to accumulate to support you. At other times you'll feel the pull to spend money, to allow it to unlock new experiences for you to help you live your life to the fullest. But remember that money does not want to be hoarded simply for the sake of accumulation. I know, okay? For those who understand things, we talking to each other, not everybody else. Accumulation, hoarding wealth. If we really analyze how those people are living, not all of it is great. That's all I'm gonna say. Cause now you disrespecting Venus. You done locked Venus away in a castle like Rapunzel, and she can't even drop her hair. Crazy, I know. At other times, you'll feel the pull to spend money to allow it to unlock new experience for you or help you live your life to the fullest. Remember, it does not want to be hoarded for simply the sake of accumulation. Nor does it want to be spent just for the sake of spending it. Intention is everything. Are you clinging to money or are you spending mindlessly? There's another Taurus trait. Did you really need to order DoorDash all week? Come on, friends. Set the intention to flow with your money instead of trying to force it to flow a certain way. something, I may have said this in the Libra moon reading, I don't know, but I was talking to my hairstylist, and we were talking about being intentional with our money. Doing things that provide ease allows for flow, which ultimately allows abundance. This is the A plus B equals C squared, right? A, ease. B, flow. Equals what? Abundance. But all of it, the overarching math problem is intention. I say this also to creatives. What is your intention behind creating this thing, behind writing this thing? I, for some reason, have to mention that I do writing workshops. So here we are. If you're interested in creative writing workshops, comment below. Let me know. I do speculative, Afrofuturism, poetry, science fiction, fantasy, all that stuff. So holla at your girl if you're interested. But also, intention is everything. That is in magic work. That is in life work. Okay? Be a conduit. Let it move through you. Let it be a frequency that you follow. Sometimes you gotta chill. And you know when you have to. And sometimes you're like, I shouldn't buy. Yes, you did. You need that thing. You may want it. Want it. If you're not sure, sleep on it. Sleep on it. If you still want to get it. It is also the reason you've been needing a trip for 3 years on somebody's beach. Go do that. You've wanted to see, I don't know, the Eiffel Tower. Go see it. Get a selfie. I don't know. We're here. We work to live. We don't live to work, and I think we done forgot that. Part of having the funds to do so is to use it. Have your rainy day thing, but it's okay to spend some. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, everything comes back. Things come and go. Bills stay constant, so why can't your money come and go? Now, if you're self-employed and it done took 6 months to get that check and it's a big old one, you know what you need to do. Pay them things that you need to pay first, and then be like, oh, I deserve a treat. We all deserve a treat. Just not 50 of them, okay? Make sure you're good first. 4 of water. So, things to create ease. Maybe you pay somebody who enjoys cleaning to clean your space. It don't matter how big or small it is. Food prep, meal prep. I just started supporting a small Black-owned business. I like that for me. Sometimes I eat other things, but to not have to wonder, okay, what am I eating today? I don't ever have the answer for that. Creating ease. You don't gotta worry about lunch. I don't gotta go nowhere. We like it here. And have ease be the constant so you can create the things you want to create. Your thing, whatever that thing is, it needs your attention. You can't do that when you're like, oh my God, I gotta, you know? 4 of water. Oh, burdock. That's a crazy looking little plant. Balanced, restorative, nourishing, nurturing, foundational. Brew as a daily drinking tea or infuse in apple cider vinegar as a tonic. Fresh burdock root can be used in stir fries or pickled. I've never been convinced that experience is linear, circular, or even random. It just is. I try to put in some kind of order to extract meaning from it, to bring meaning to it. Tony Cade Bambara, Black Women Writers at Work. Keywords: boredom, hope, reevaluation, and apathy. Be careful. You may notice that you are feeling bored, that weariness of life, that restlessness that arises when we are disconnected. Perhaps it is time to get still, to turn inward, to sit on the throne of your internal river. What does your silence know? Maybe life has been really loud and busy. Just go, 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 go. Tap into yourself. Tap into rest. And maybe you need to go somewhere to rest. As somebody who does write, for my first book that I published, I self-published my book, I was in hotels. I was out here like, is it Toni Morrison and Maya Angelou, out just like that at the hotel writing. Sometimes you need a change of scenery and silence. Do not underestimate the power of silence. Maybe it's just your tea in the morning before everyone's awake. Tea, coffee, herbs, whatever. Change your scenery. Even if you're like, oh, I'm gonna read all my books and I'm gonna write all these things. Maybe you don't get to any of them, but you're renewed. This Four of Cups is asking for you not necessarily to be bored, but to find your inner compass, your peace. What does it look like? And sometimes things are so like stable or whatever. You're like, man, things are boring. Maybe it's time to create something, right? Maybe it's time to just go out there and live. If you have nothing to say to the page or whatever it is you do. I've never seen this card. That's interesting. I'm trying to put these things away, but it's there. It looks like a Arcana card, which is like the major cards. Maybe you need a new scenery, a new experience. Maybe sign up to do something different. I don't know, a paint sip or do pottery or learn how to sew. I don't know. The coolest thing is when you have adult money, you can go do things. You can buy the things that you couldn't get as a kid, right? You can have experiences that you didn't know you even needed or wanted. Maybe you want to do something, I don't know, that gives you an adrenaline rush. Not my ministry, but you know, a change of scenery that is supportive of what you want to do, of your emotions, of your well-being is important. And it's, don't invite nobody else to go with you. It is not a group activity. This is a you activity. You can love everybody, but love yourself. Learn to enjoy your own company. Let's read this. Y'all got a jumbo card. Ginger. Movement, warmth, endurance. Go to the gym. Or on like a hike, but like be safe. Something that includes nature and movement. Steep in tea, add to soups and other foods, marinate in honey. Oh, that sounds so good. Octavia E. Butler, Parable of the Sower. All successful life is adaptable, opportunistic, tenacious, interconnected, and fecund. Understand this, use it, shape God. Out here writing, boy. Keywords: power of the universe, right relationship, full realization. Spirit is trying to talk to you and you can't be spoken to because too loud. There's too many opinions. You busy. You so busy. Slow down to listen. We're no less than the universe. What some call spirit can also be understood as the force of life itself. Moving through all things, partner with change, welcome it. Notice your strength, the wisdom you've gained from all you have survived. Hold on to and be known by others. Surrender to the current of abundance that makes all healthy ecosystems. When we are in right relationship with the universe, we can feel the power, depth, and the undeniable success of living as fully realized beings. How is your relationship to the universe? Have you sat at your altar lately? Not even to ask for anything, but just to sit. That is also a version of self-love. Y'all, I have done the things. This reading is, it's here. I think this is going to be a very inspiring, powerful, and inviting moon if you let it. You know, be mindful of your surroundings, be careful, but also be hopeful. And that is what I leave you with. Thank you so much for sitting with me and listening to the things that I want to say. And I will see you in the next moon, y'all.